Good morning, everybody. This is Lucien Smith in for Richard here on Mornings with Richard Cross on SuperTalk, Mississippi. Joining our 7 o'clock hour here, and I'll tell you this hour of Mornings with Richard Cross is brought to you by MWG Employer Services. Running a business is tough, and if you're struggling with HR, benefits, and payroll, you're not alone. That's where MWG Employer Services comes in. They can provide a full range of employer services, plus a custom plan that fits you. Call today at 601-206-7966 or go to mwgemployerservices.com. Well, with us on the line is U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith. How are you doing this morning, Senator?
We are good. We are trying to stay warm here in D.C. We definitely had a cold snap, but all is well.
It's nice to get that last little cold snap before everything gets blazing hot, isn't it?
Exactly. In fact, my chief, Doug Davis, said, "You guys may be cold, but I'm enjoying every minute of this right now." He said, "Because we're going to wish we could save it." So, yeah, we're just putting on those overcoats and thinking, it is nice because being from Mississippi, we certainly know what's about to hit us.
We've got a little bit of a cold snap in the state as well, so it's I will try to remember this for 2 weeks from now when I'm sweating so badly.
Yep, that's it.
Well, how are things in D.C.? It seems like interesting times up there.
Lucien, it is hard to even describe. I mean, it's such a moment in time. And I truly mean that. I've been at this a long time. You and I've been at this a long time. And to see what is happening now and where we are coming from in the last 4 years and the direction that we're headed, but oh my goodness, the hard work it has to take to get there. So we're putting in a lot of hours. I was at the White House yesterday, and it really seems strange because, I hadn't been there in 4 years. And, it's a weekly thing now. But, we brought in the coal miners yesterday to, the goal is to unleash American energy. And President Trump signed 4 executive orders yesterday to boost coal mining. And we had all the coal miners there with their hats on, their work hats that have the lights on them, and then the reflectors on their jeans and their shirts, and just such proud coal miners that came in to the White House that were recognized and, to boost the coal mining. So it's just every day is something like that happening, and I definitely don't see where the president gets his energy.
I was just thinking that, especially compared to his predecessor.
Exactly. It is so night and day. It's really enjoyable to talk to the White House staffers on that sort of thing. But, we're just going in the right direction. Everybody is so concerned about these tariffs. I'm concerned about these tariffs. I am getting calls from people, "Oh, look what my 401 is doing."
Right.
And, I just let them know that, we're in a tough time right now, and I understand what you're going through, but again, I compare it to cleaning out that closet. You got a mess before it gets better, and we're in the mess.
Yeah, but I think that's a good analogy.
It really is.
What do you hear? I mean, you're obviously both between your background and your family business, particularly connected to our agricultural community. I mean, what are you hearing from farmers and ranchers about the tariffs?
Well, I talked to a guy yesterday. Now, he is in Billings, Montana, but he said, "I just want you to know, please tell the president that we're behind him 100%, that we knew we were going to have to go through a tough time." But, listen, the president, he just wants fair trade.
Right.
And there are so many unbelievable circumstances of how we have been taken advantage of for so long. And, it's hard dealing. But in the end, I promise you, I firmly believe this, we're going to be better off because of this. And you're going to see the economy soar. You're going to see that people are confident in investing. But, with the ag background, with, my ranchers and farmers out there, I understand that the outlook for the 2025 crop, it's already been grim, even before the tariffs were announced. And but I support President Trump's effort. I really do, because he wants to create that level playing field for producers. and through increased market access for U.S. exports. And by having the guts, the gumption to address these unfair trade barriers and producing fair trade deals, oh my gosh, the benefits are truly, it's truly outstanding what the benefits can be. Yesterday, Brooke Rollins, our Ag Secretary, she made the comments that, by the end of the week, we could really start to get good, fair trade deals. By the end of the week,
That's
this is yesterday. So when you've got 70 countries out of 195 coming and saying, we want to make sure that we are at the table, we want to negotiate. And I say all the time, tariffs to President Trump simply means we need to talk. That's what that means to him. And he can get people to the table so fast. And it should have happened for such a long time ago that, we just kind of got used to the unfairness, and we really quit doing a lot of research on exactly what was going on. And, now that we have a president that says, I am going to stand up for these farmers and ranchers, and I am going to do what it takes to make sure they're not taken advantage of, and things that we have just accepted because we've had it for so long. The potential, Lucien, is really, really positive, and I couldn't be more excited about it.
Well, good. I hope that's where we end up. I think that's the president's goal as well, and you're certainly closer there than I am, very, very significantly. Let me ask you this: so we're in 2025. 2026 is an election year. Am I correct? You're running for re-election. Is that announced yet?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's like there's so many people that love to start rumors and they love to start conversations that may cause questions or pause. Absolutely. And are you kidding me? I mean, I am having so much fun.
That's great.
With President Trump back in the White House, and it's so exciting of the things that we can accomplish. And, you bet. We've got, of course, exactly how this works. We've got 33 senators up, 20 Republicans, and, you're going to see a lot of campaigning. Louisiana, Cassidy is up, and over in Alabama, Tuberville's up, Bill Hagerty's up in Tennessee, and Tom Cotton in Arkansas. So, and Georgia, which is going to be a really good race to watch with Ossoff, he is actually up. So we've got 20 Republicans and 13 Democrats. And we actually have the opportunity, if we work hard enough and if the things play out the way we think they are with the economy that's going to be positive, we really have an advantage here of possibly picking up more Republican seats. And, that's a conversation in the cloakroom that's constant. What are we doing with the tariffs, with the uncertainty of things and people just hanging on, what are we doing to the midterm elections? But I really think that it's positive. Of course, the president has endorsed me.
I was going to say, he came out big for you.
Oh, yeah. And he told me early on that, he said, don't you worry about a thing. With my endorsement, he says, Cindy, I'm with you 1,000%. So, that's really nice to have. And for some reason, the senators that haven't been endorsed yet, they're coming to me saying, can you talk to your friend? Thinking, we've got one race to run in Mississippi. And that is certainly, a big plus for me that I have the advantage of that. And, it's the biggest endorsement you can get in Mississippi as far as I'm concerned. But it's still so bizarre, maybe is the word, that he and I have the relationship that we have.
Well, I was going to say, you've done a tremendous job in building that relationship, and I know firsthand. I mean, I remember back when I was chairman and you were running, how big of a fan President Trump is of Cindy Hyde-Smith.
Yeah, he came to Mississippi and did 3 rallies for me, and every time he speaks and he sees me in the audience, he'll say, "Oh yeah, I had to do 3 for her because she asked." But I just
not everybody gets 3.
No, I want Mississippi to just benefit from that, and I'm just here to work as hard as I can possibly work on every subject matter that comes up. That having the president and knowing that I can shoot him a text, it's truly unbelievable that we've got that support. But, I've got a great position on appropriations. I'm the subcommittee chairman of the Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development. We're just in a good position, but we better have enough sense to take advantage of it, to capitalize on it, and to do everything we can possibly do to move Mississippi forward, because this is definitely about Mississippi.
Amen. Well, Senator Hyde-Smith, thank you for taking the time to be with us, and thank you for all you do for us in Washington.
Well, great to be with you. Look forward to it again. Stay warm.
Stick with us. This is Mornings with Richard Cross on SuperTalk Mississippi.